Hi everyone, this is Yanis Makula and thank you for joining me for another Altenew video tutorial. I have been fascinated by all the various galaxy backgrounds lately and I've been wanting to recreate some myself. After a little bit of practice and some trial and error, I'd like to share an easy galaxy background tutorial using Altenew inks. Begin by picking out the colors for your sky. I knew I wanted to have a vibrant mix of colors, so I started with warm sunshine, nice light ocean waves, and a dark desert night blue colors, and also midnight violet and beautiful deep iris purples from Altenew. You can also choose to add black to this mix if you'd like your background to be darker. You can also skip using two tones of one color, so for example you can go with just one blue and one purple, but I find it a little bit easier to work with two shades. It just makes it easier for me to achieve greater variation of color on my background. So next, grab a sheet of good white cardstock and begin blending. I want to pause here for a minute and talk a little bit about cardstock. It really matters what kind of cardstock you use for this background, for your ink blending, as different types of cardstock take ink in a different way and thus give you very different results. When I started working on my background, I thought I was using Neenah Solar White cardstock, which I find to be among the best options for ink blending and stamping. However, as I kept adding color and kept blending, I realized that I wasn't using Neenah paper as I wasn't getting the effect I was going for. So I started from the beginning but made sure I was using Neenah paper that time. The paper that I used at first didn't want to take ink the way Neenah paper does, no matter how much ink I added. And by the way, I don't know what kind or what brand of paper it was. It was in my leftover pile of papers, so I have no way of knowing. It just wasn't giving me the color intensity that I wanted. So it's very important to pick the right kind of paper for your ink blending to get the right result. So begin blending and start with your lightest color. I'm going with a warm yellow and blending that in 3 sections on my card. I'm using Distress Mini Ink Blending Tool and foam, and I'm storing my foams under the ink pads and using washi tape to attach them. I saw this trick online and I really loved it. This way I have my ink blending foam with my ink pad all the time and I don't have to go and look for it when I want to do my ink blending. Now this does prevent ink pads from stacking, but I'm okay with that. So next I'm going to blend the light blue, the ocean waves color. Now because yellow and blue gives you green, you want to avoid blending blue over yellow too much unless you want to have shades of green in your sky. Next, going with my darker blue and adding more color to my background. I'm not doing a very good job blending, but it doesn't really matter much. Once the background is done, the harsh lines or spots from the ink blending tool are not going to be that visible and won't matter that much. You can by all means be more careful and spend more time blending the colors, but I didn't want to spend too much time working on this, and by the way, it took me about 8 minutes to make this background. Not too bad, right? So I'm adding lots more blue and you can see I'm actually overlapping it a little bit with yellow and getting some green shades on my project. This doesn't bother me. I'm going to add purple on top of that and we'll end up having a whole other color in the end. At some point I added so much dark blue that I realized I might have skipped the light blue completely, but looking at the final project I'm kind of happy I used lighter and darker blue as I was still able to see the lighter blue in some sections. And here's a quick comparison of the two backgrounds, one on my Neenah cardstock and my other non-ink friendly cardstock. There's huge difference, and the one on the Neenah Solar White cardstock looks so much better. At this point our background doesn't look like much. It doesn't resemble night sky or galaxy sky at all, but it's okay. The minute we add purple, everything is going to change. You can see I started with a deep iris color and it wasn't giving me the shade of purple that I was going for. So I set it aside and switched to a lighter but more vibrant purple, midnight violet. Adding this color made all the difference and really helped the background to pop. It took a lot of blending and I think I applied more of this ink than any of the other colors on my background. I also decided I wanted to go back to yellow and add more yellow to some sections to make the sky pop. Glad I did it as it really helped to intensify the colors. Now, like Distress ink, Altenew inks react with water and give you that beautiful effect. So to complete my sky, I grabbed a small round number 2 brush, some clear water, and added droplets of water onto my background. I think this and the white stars is really what helps to make the background look like a galaxy background. So the final step in making a background like this one is adding stars. I like to add stars using white pigment from my Gansai Tambi watercolor set. I just add some water, transfer the pigment onto a clear block, and just start flickering onto the background. You can also use white spray ink for this and then come in with white gel pen to intensify some of the stars. You can add as few or as many as you like onto your sky. I like to have lots of tiny white stars on mine. Once the background is done, I had to use my heat tool to speed up the drying process. We can go ahead and heat emboss our sentiment. I'm using the Superscript stamp set from Altenew, and heat embossing is simple wish upon a star sentiment using gold embossing powder and also embossing a few stars here and there next to the sentiment, forming a visual triangle. After my embossing was done, I felt like I wanted to make this background a bit more vibrant and darker, so I went in with purple color again and blended some more ink. Lastly, I used the stitched rectangle die from Simon Says stamp and die cut this piece to make it smaller and adhered it onto an A2 black card base. So this is it for today. Our galaxy background using Altenew inks is finished. It is indeed an easy to make project that doesn't take too much time. Don't be afraid to give it a try and to experiment. The supplies I used to create this card are listed in the video description and in the blog post. If you liked this video and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please give it a thumbs up and share with a crafty friend. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!